The news of Broward not yet starting the recount is stirring up a lot of emotions on social media. Now, some people are posting dishonest and untruthful news stories about ballots being found in unusual places or other stories connected to this ongoing controversy in Broward County.
NBC6 anchor Dan Grossman joined us live in the studio to help us separate fact from fiction when it comes to the recount right now.
Well, Trina and Jawan, typically Election Tuesday is the whirlwind, but it's been what has happened after those initial results were announced. Accusations of voter fraud and rumors that ballots were being found in areas you may not expect.
The people of Florida deserve fairness and transparency, and the supervisors are failing to give it to us.
When Governor Rick Scott said this at a press conference, there was some credence, as on Thursday, a judge said Broward election supervisor Brenda Snipes failed to follow certain protocol on election night.
Every Floridian should be concerned there may be rampant fraud happening in Palm Beach and Broward County.
But there was little credence to that statement that he followed it with.
Well, I don't think there's any proof of it. So far, there hasn't even been evidence of it.
Politico reporter Mark Caputo says there is no evidence of the alleged fraud, echoing findings from both the Department of State and Florida Department of Law Enforcement that there was no rampant voter fraud.
But what also probably doesn't help with public confidence is for the governor of the state to suggest, if not outright say, that he believes there's rampant fraud and have no evidence of it.
Then there was this box found at Sunshine Elementary on Thursday. From the looks of it, it's understandable why people would question if ballots were inside and why they were left at the school. According to a report by the Sun Sentinel, Broward's director of Voting Equipment Center Operations said the box had supplies like stickers, not ballots that would affect the vote's recount. And speaking of that recount, this is an important note. For races like the Agriculture Commissioner's race, which is separated by only a few thousand votes, sure, a swing could happen, but it's unlikely. According to the nonpartisan group Fair Vote, in the 26 recounts of major elections in the U.S. since the year 2000, only 3 have resulted in a different outcome, and the average margin of difference in those votes was only 311. Now, these are just some of the things that we are breaking down tonight. In our later show, we will take a look at things like why some of the bad provisional ballots were mixed with good provisional ballots and what that means for the numbers. Live in the studio, Dan Grossman, NBC6 News.
And it's been a bumpy road since the midterms with ballot delays and claims of fraud, as you just heard. But tonight, NBC6 anchor Dan Grossman helped separate fact from fiction. Dan.
Trina, at 4:30, we broke down what the deal was with the ballot box that was found at Sunshine Elementary here in Miramar. But that wasn't the only place, as another was found in a rental car. It was found in the back of an Avis rental car. On the side, the word provisional. It was a ballot box forgotten by a person with the election office shuttling it across town. The picture only fueled Governor Scott's claim that there had been rampant voter fraud following Tuesday's election, a claim unfounded by the Department of State and Florida Department of Law Enforcement.
We will meet the deadline.
More questions swirled after Broward's election supervisor, Dr. Brenda Snipes, accidentally mixed 22 rejected ballots with more than 200 valid ones. The mistake was discovered after Snipes agreed to have more than 200 provisional ballots inspected. Fraud? On Thursday, a judge said no, but incompetent, according to Mark Caputo of Politico, yes.
So far, we've seen evidence of widespread incompetence and maybe even sloppiness in Broward County. So it appears that a lot of poll workers in different places, from what we know, we don't know all the facts, left behind boxes that did not have ballots in it, but it doesn't really insult public confidence.
Now, to add to the mess, 266 ballots that arrived to Miami-Dade's elections department from the Opelika mailing sorting facility won't be counted. They arrived Saturday, and Florida law says county election offices can only count mail-in ballots that arrive by the times polls close. That would have been 7 p.m. on Tuesday. Live in the studio, Dan Grossman, NBC6 News.